We appreciate you so much because some of you are, even feeling part of this pain, but you still reached out. And so I'm thankful for that. I just I didn't come on yesterday because it was Sunday. That was the Lord's Day. Just to give you a little more insight into Jaire's story. Like we found out the evening of October 18th that he had passed sometime that morning. He was home alone. And so, my cousin Jordan, who lived with him, had been at work, and he was the one that, came home to find him. And we surmised that he had passed, in the morning, because he was not responding to any calls and texts that we usually would send him during the day. So we found out in the evening. So we had not told anyone. Only people that knew he passed on October 18th were, of course, me, Ronell, and Jordan, who had found him, and then some of the girls from the basketball team, because we were actually, Ronell was actually in the middle of practicing with them. Remember, this was the same week that we were preparing for our championship, the All-Star weekend with the WABA. And so they knew, but then we didn't tell anybody. And by anybody, I mean, we didn't tell our moms, we didn't tell brothers and sisters. We didn't even tell Janiyah at that point. She was away at college, and we had to figure out how to get her home safely before we let her know that her brother was no longer here. And so the morning of October 18th was actually harder because we had to let everybody know. Like, Ronell told his mom, I had to call my mom, and that was just heartbreaking. And so from there, it was just a scramble, like all day, trying to figure out what to do because, to add insult to injury, it was still during COVID time. And so there were protocols where we could not even see him. The coroner had to do his or her investigation before we could even come to Orlando to see him. So we didn't see his body until today, October 20th. So it was Wednesday, 2 days after he passed, that we were able to go see him. And my mom and my brother and his wife flew down to Orlando to meet us there. And so we all just kind of went to the funeral home and viewed his body. It was the hardest thing that I had ever had to do.